Everybody, welcome back. Today I will be talking about Medicare Part D and which is prescription drug coverage, your prescription drug plan. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bethania. I go by Betty for short, makes life easier for everyone. I am an insurance broker, owner of Mendrake Insurance Group, and creator of the Medicare Blocks. Today, I am going to be talking about Part D prescription drug plans, and afterwards, I will be revealing what my Part D block looks like. So, let's get into it. I want to tell a story about one of my clients. We're gonna name her Linda. So, Linda, when she turned 65, she enrolled in Part A, enrolled in Part B, and decided she wanted to stick with original Medicare. In addition to that, she picked up a supplement because that's what her husband had, original Medicare and a supplement. And she did not take out a Part D prescription drug plan. So at this time, Linda wasn't taking any medications. So she asked her husband what she should do. Her husband told her that because she wasn't taking any prescriptions, she did not need to take out a prescription drug plan because she's healthy. She didn't want to pay for something she's not using. Later on, I want to say a few years later, Linda got prescribed some new medications and wanted to take out a prescription drug plan to help her cover the cost. But she couldn't because she didn't have a valid enrollment period to enroll in a drug plan. So now Linda had to wait until annual election period at the end of the year to enroll in a drug plan that would go into effect January of the next year. In the meantime, she's responsible for full cost of the prescriptions that she was prescribed. So she waits, she enrolls during annual election period, and she decides to just go with the least expensive drug plan with the same company that her Medicare supplement was through. Come January, she receives a letter from that drug plan letting her know, hey, your premium isn't going to be blank. It is now going to be $56 a month. Linda, of course, was not happy about this. And she was confused. She didn't understand what was going on. This is when Linda decided to go looking for information, and she was referred to me. When I sat down with Linda and looked over everything, turns out she was being charged a late enrollment penalty for not having Part D when she was supposed to. The thing about this penalty is that it is based on the number of months that you went without drug coverage when you were eligible when you should have enrolled. So Linda was upset, and it's unfortunate because this penalty lasts you for the rest of your life. So even if we get her the least expensive plan or any plan, that $36 is in addition for the rest of her life. So that's the story about Linda. So now, thankfully, I was able to save her some money with her supplement. And every year during her annual review, we go over the drug plans to make sure that she's in the right one that covers her medications, covers her pharmacy, and offers enough ample coverage in the event that she is prescribed something else. So that's why it's important to enroll in a prescription drug plan when you are supposed to. So let's get into it. When are you supposed to enroll in a prescription drug plan? You enroll during your initial enrollment period when you're first eligible for Medicare. So when you enroll for your Part A and your Part B, that's when you enroll. If you delay enrollment because you have creditable coverage through your employer, please make sure that creditable coverage also applies to the drug plan that they are offering, because this creates it makes you won't get a late enrollment penalty if you have creditable coverage, basically. Outside of this period, you can enroll for drug coverage during annual election, October 15th to December 7th, and the plan that you choose becomes effective January 1st. Now, there's two ways you can get your drug coverage. You can get it through a standalone drug plan, and there is a monthly premium associated with that. Or you can get your drug coverage through a Medicare Advantage plan, which is Advantage plans with built in prescription drug coverage. So, if you decide to go with a Medicare Advantage plan that has prescription drug coverage, you do get another chance to pick out a standalone drug plan during the Medicare Advantage open enrollment period from January 1st to March 31st. But that's only, again, if you have a Medicare Advantage plan to begin with, because if you if you enroll into a Part D prescription drug plan, it will kick, and you have a Medicare Advantage plan, it will kick you out of it. Definitely keep that in mind. What I wanted to show you about the drug plans, which I'm going to put it on the screen in just a moment, is basically how they work. Because these drug plans, you do pay a monthly premium depending on the type of coverage that you want or the plan that you choose. But they also have phases in coverage, and they have a formulary and what are they called? And tiers, a tier system. So I'm going to show you that right now. Here we go. So this is my Medicare guide, and these are the prescription drug pages. So here are the coverage stages for the drug plan. In the initial stage, usually includes the deductible. There are some drug plans that do not have a deductible, but in the initial coverage stage, after you're responsible for everything before the deductible, some plans allow you. Some plans do cover certain tiers, and I will show you the tier systems in just a moment, but some plans cover certain lower tiers before the deductible. So meaning the list on those tiers are covered before the deductible, so they have a copay, or sometimes completely covered. Again, it all depends on the medication. So that's up until the deductible. After the deductible, the plan pays a copay and you pay a share. And then between those two costs combined, once you get to 5,030, you enter the coverage phase. I'm sorry. You leave the initial stage and enter the coverage gap. In the coverage gap, you're responsible for 25% of the total amount of the prescription up until 8,000. From 8,000, once you reach the $8,000 threshold limit, you enter catastrophic coverage stage. And in the catastrophic coverage phase, you only pay a small copay for the rest of the plan year. What I really like is this right here. So with the formulary is the list of drugs that the insurance plans covers. All the plans cover different ones. They all have a different list. And this is how their tier system is. Usually it's tier 1 through 5, sometimes up to 6. But usually the lower the tier, the least expensive the drug is, or the more it's covered. And it starts with preferred generics up until specialty. So tiers 1 through 5, and again, the cost goes from low to high. And that's basically it. All right. Now that that's done, let me show you what my Part D block looks like. And this is Part D. It looks completely different than the other blocks because it works completely different. But stay tuned. I will be showing everyone how all the blocks work together. All right, that is all I have for you today. If you have any comments, or I mean, excuse me, if you have any questions, comments, leave it down below and I'll make a separate video to answer all your questions. Thank you.